Welcome to Morrison Madness. I'm Don.
I'm Lachelle.
So, I don't know if you can tell from her shirt that
It's Halloween.
It's Halloween season.
No, it's Halloween today.
Well, right, but
When this is gonna post, it will be Halloween, which is exciting.
And then, so Halloween's on a Monday?
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah. I don't know.
No, it's on a Sunday.
Oh, it's the day after Halloween? Oh, sad. Well, all right.
So you can
I don't know. I just
you can
had it
post
on
this
my
the
little
Monday
schedule
before. It'll be a day late.
thing. Yeah, maybe I'll have to post this the Monday before.
Yeah, that's all right. Math's not your strong suit.
Oh, shush you.
Anyway, we thought that we would talk about what we do. I wouldn't call it like a Halloween tradition, but kind of a
We don't have a specific tradition that we do for Halloween.
no, but kind of a routine, kind of a plan that we do for Halloween.
We do?
Well, yeah. So
Okay.
we always plan that we're going to, on the front of our house, we have a deck that's like 6 by 12.
Right.
And we set up our music equipment from
Right.
our DJ company out there.
From Star Entertainment.
And we
yep.
play scary sounds and then Halloween songs kind of thing. You know, the Monster Mash, Thriller,
Yep.
It's a Dead Man's Party, Dragula, all
Yep.
those kinds of things. Werewolf from London. I mean, anything that would be related to that
Right.
season. We play that kind of music. And then we have the stuff that we give away. We do is it called the teal pumpkin?
The teal pumpkin, yeah.
Right. So then it's non-candy.
Right. Non-edible, non-candy stuff.
Right. So we usually have blow-up,
Microphones.
inflatable, right, and they're only
They're small.
12 to 15 inch.
And guitars. The guitars are tiny guitars. The microphones
Right.
are like actual size microphones, like what you would normally have. But more of the kids, I think, like the guitars, even though the guitars were super tiny.
And I thought there was a third thing. I thought there were 3 different things.
Not that I know of. It's just guitars and microphones that I can remember. The guitars were in like 4 different colors.
Right, I knew
and the
that.
microphones were in 4 different colors.
Huh. I don't know why I thought there was a third thing that we
So,
had. But anyway, parents really love it.
Yes.
And honestly, the kids
kids
love
enjoyed
it. And
it.
they love that they get to pick out their color.
yes. Yeah, at first they're like, no candy. And then when they see what they can get, then they're like, oh, I can get that. And then they're excited about
Yeah.
it. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So when we are actually at home, which is not every year.
Well, that's what I said. This is our plan.
Right.
We plan to do this.
Yes.
And then we try to plan a costume. The majority of the time, our costumes complement each other.
Right.
But not every year.
No.
And then invariably, because I mean, in the 9 years that we've been here, 10. Has it been 10 years now that we've been here?
This year will be...
The 10th Halloween.
No, this will be the 9th Halloween because we moved in November.
Okay.
So this will be the 9th Halloween and then 10 years that we've been here in November.
Okay. So, I feel like we've only been able to have Halloween here actually 4 times.
I think so, yeah.
Because all the other times, somebody called and booked us for a gig.
Right. We usually are DJing somewhere. Or we had weddings on Halloween and
Right.
stuff like that to where we couldn't.
And then, as part of this season,
We weren't here for trick-or-treating.
this holiday season, we also, and we haven't been able to do it the last several years, partially because of COVID, partially because we're so busy. I don't know why, but October is one of our busiest months.
For weddings, yes.
Well, just for events in
And
general.
events.
I mean, on top of the weddings, then
There's
on Friday
homecoming.
nights, there's homecomings, and businesses start doing their corporate parties.
Yes,
You know,
that's
they no longer
early.
wait till December because everybody's booked up.
Yep.
So October's our busiest month out of the year, it seems like. And so we were doing a pumpkin carving party where we'd
Yes.
invite a bunch of friends, people that are regulars at like our Name That Tune, our karaoke show, and then the neighbors
Right.
from the neighborhood.
Yeah.
We haven't been able to do that, I feel like, since my dad got sick, so like 6 years. But we did it. We did 3 of them, I think.
Yeah, we did. We had the first one, and then I think we had to skip a year for some reason. And then we had 2 in a row or something.
Well, we had 2 here, and then we did one when we had the game store.
Oh, that's right. We had one
at
at the
the
game
game
store.
store.
That's right. I forgot
because
that.
the weather was so crappy.
Yeah, and we didn't want the garages to be open, and it's hard to be in our garage. There isn't a good way to get in and out very well. Like,
Right, without having the overhead door open.
right. So.
Yeah.
And it was rainy and like sideways rain. It was crazy.
Right.
But yeah. And I don't think we're going to be able to do that again this year. I don't think we have time.
To do the pumpkin carving?
Right.
No, we would have already had it planned and
yes, because
stuff
we
sent
usually
out
do
to
that
people.
towards the beginning of the month, so
Right.
that way you have the pumpkin carved sometime in the first week or two of October, so you can enjoy it for a couple weeks before Halloween, and then
But we have hundreds of templates for...
yes,
Because after Halloween, for several years, we would go and buy up all the... they're
books.
$15 before Halloween, and the
And
day
50
after
cent.
Halloween, they're 50 cent. So they come with the scooper and the knives. So we have a
Yes.
whole bucket full of knives and
Yes.
scoopers and all the templates. And
yes,
so pumpkin carving's a lot. I mean, the whole season is a lot of fun.
yes,
The only bad thing about it is when you do get, if the weather starts turning crappy, if
Right.
it starts getting real cold and rainy
right,
towards the end of the month, which invariably in the Midwest, that is easy to happen.
yep,
So
yep.
we are not booked this year for Halloween.
Not on Halloween. We have
Right.
Halloween parties, but because Halloween, like you said, is on a Sunday, then our parties are the night before, which totally makes sense. So then hopefully
So we are planning to be outside giving stuff away
handing
this
stuff
year.
out. Yep. So we'll do the teal pumpkin project again, where we'll hand stuff out. We actually need to check that stuff though, because I think we were running low last time we handed it out, and we need to order more.
Yes.
So
And not that we're against people giving out candy. We don't want you to think that. We just...
no, right.
Everybody else in our neighborhood gives away candy, and we just thought it would be something nice and something different, and it kind of relates to our company, and
Right.
so...
Yep. And I think this year, not only are we planning on doing the music and stuff, but we were talking about possibly setting up the photo booth.
Yeah.
And so then, because everybody's already dressed up, they're already in costume, so it's fun. So we won't have the props because you don't need them. You're in costume. But then as people come through, because we have a lot of families that trick or treat in our neighborhood, that you can come through and they can get a picture from our photo booth, and it will email them their photo, kind of thing. So then they will have a nice little keepsake of their Halloween as well. And even like the kids, if we have a group of kids, because we do have some middle school, I think even high school kids around here that like to go in groups trick-or-treating yet. And so then they can have somebody be a dedicated email person, and they can share it with each other or what have you, and post it on social media or whatever. So that should be fun. So we just have to figure out where we're going to set that up in the yard. So
The other thing we were trying to figure out is our Halloween costume.
yeah.
I had picked out something for us, which she originally thought was a good idea, but then she's like, but the night before we won't be in the same place, and our costumes kind of go together.
Well, it's not, I like the costume idea that you have. I really do like it. And I'm fine doing that, but I don't know that it will work individually at two separate events as well, because I don't feel like they're as well known. And so then it doesn't stand out. And since that's kind of the point of the Halloween, is that people know who you are, kind of thing, or know what you are. Maybe not. We'll talk more about it. Are we going to say what we were thinking of doing?
Well, we can't. I don't care.
Or is it secret? And
It doesn't have to
they
be a
have
secret.
to show up trick-or-treating at our
Here's
house
the
to
thing.
find
You know how
out.
many people dress up as anime characters that you've never heard of?
True.
Or their favorite Disney character is not the princess or the lead whatever.
Right. Right. No,
So-
right.
Or some football player that you've never heard of, but it's their favorite football player.
Yeah.
So I don't.
No, yeah. It's not required. I
I remember one year when I was in college, some kid dressed up as our professor.
that's actually funny, because one of the professors that I had here in my PhD program actually always talked about, and he has a picture of it. Well, he's retired now, but he had a picture hanging up in his office that one year Halloween fell on a day that they had class, and like 4 of his students all dressed up as him and came to class as him. And so they stayed after class and took a picture with him. So he has a picture of him with 4 other people looking just like him, kind of thing. It's really cool. So I want people to, I want to be that kind of professor someday, where people are like, I'm going to dress up like Lachelle.
Yeah, if I hadn't fixed your wardrobe, trust me, a lot of people would have. A lot of people would have.
Oh, shoot.
My teacher dresses like it's 1994.
So we're planning with what you came up with. If I could actually talk, what you came up with for Halloween this year was to go as Firefly characters.
Right. I would dress up as Mel.
And then you were thinking I would dress up as Kaylee.
Right.
Yeah, which I think would be fun. And I'd be all about getting a Kaylee costume in some way, kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't feel like it'd be that tough.
The harder part will be finding the overalls.
Nah.
No, you don't think so?
Nope.
I don't know.
I think it'll be easy.
But if we don't go as that, any other ideas of what we should do? Maybe we should. It's only a week if we post this week before.
That's the thing. You know how had this conversation the other day, and you were talking about at your old job, your boss would be like, "Okay, we need to brainstorm."
Right.
And that you'd talk about like one or two ideas, and then the third idea, you're like, "Yep, that's the one we're going with." And they're like, "No, we need to brainstorm." And you're like, "We can waste an hour going through 7, 8, 12 more ideas, but that number 3 idea, that's the one we're going with."
That wasn't always with me. But yes, often that's yes.
I'm just saying, it will be hard for me to think of something else when this is.
That's the costume you want.
It's stuck in. Well, I just think it's a great idea, and it's stuck in my head.
It is a great idea. I there are times when I feel like the costumes are better when they're together, and I want to save those for when we have events that are together. Does that make sense?
Sure.
And so I'm not saying that we can't do it for when we're here for Halloween, but I don't want to wear that costume when we're separate, and then the next year we have a party together, and we could have worn it together, but we've already used it. Like the Star Wars costumes, everybody would have known I was R2-D2 if I was by myself, and most everybody knew you were Obi-Wan without seeing me. But it was even better that we were together.
Yes.
And that's one of those that the Firefly characters are the same way. It's better, like I want friends of ours to dress up with us and be the entire cast.
And while I love our Star Wars costumes, I don't think any costumes that we have ever done were better than Fred and Daphne.
Yeah.
Yes, that was. I can't believe that we didn't win. I mean, we took second place at that one costume contest.
Right.
And only because that one girl dressed up as a member.
Right.
And she did. She looked just like him, but
Yes.
Our costume was way better.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I dyed my hair.
Yes.
For that costume.
We were walking around with a giant stuffed Scooby-Doo.
Yes. And that's the kind of thing. Like I like to find costumes that work individually if we're going to be at separate events. And since the night before we have 2 events, you're going to be in one place and I'm going to be in the other place, I would rather have costumes that work by itself and that they don't have to match each other kind of thing, because the Firefly one I feel like works so well together that I don't want to waste it not being together. Does that make sense?
Yeah. We'll just have to see. And then we'll have to take some pictures, or after Halloween we can dress up and show people what we decided on. Right. Kind of a recap from this podcast.
Right. So, I mean, there's been other costumes that we really like too. Like I liked your chick magnet costume, which you can describe if you want.
Oh, it's just a black turtleneck sweater with a bunch of felt chicks cut out that were pinned to it.
Baby chickens.
Right, baby chickens.
Baby chickens.
Right.
And so then, so you were a chick magnet.
Right.
Kind of idea. And then I had a costume a couple years ago that are some butterfly wings kind of thing, that it's like a collar that you put on and they're attached at your neck kind of idea, and then they hook onto your finger. Think like the old style dresses that would have a finger ring that you would have the tail of the dress attached to your finger. And so then anytime you move your arms, those wings move, but it's super light. It was a super light costume. And then underneath I could just wear black pants and a black shirt. And because again, I was setting up my own equipment, things that way I needed to be able to move around, I just left the wings off until I was set up.
Right,
and then
but you didn't go as a butterfly.
No, I went as a social butterfly, and I added a name tag that had Instagram and Facebook and Twitter logos on it.
I thought you actually had the logos printed off and put several of them on you.
No, I just made one name tag with it and just put that on.
Gotcha.
And part of it was the place that I was at, which was Shakespeare's here in Iowa City. The staff there had talked about that they were all going to go as animals, and the reason they were doing that was because it was super easy. They were all just going to get headbands with like ears,
Right.
and use some face paint, and then quick animal, they could wear whatever for clothes. And so I was like, okay, and since I'm technically working while I'm there, I was like, I'll go as an animal too. And so I printed the name tag, so I was a social butterfly, but really it was more that I was a butterfly because I was matching the
Right.
staff kind of idea. So, yeah. That was one of my... I enjoyed that costume. That one was fun.
So if you're in our neck of the woods.
What was that?
Sorry, it was a Caddyshack moment. If you're in our neck of the woods on Halloween,
Yeah.
you want to come check out our spooky music and our photo
Yes.
booth and whatever, and get yourself a little air guitar.
Yeah.
Hopefully
We can get some more. I don't want to run out. I'm worried about that. We need to look at that tonight, maybe. Get those ordered sooner than later.
Yeah, especially with all the boats being stuck off the coast of California.
Right. Right.
Sounds like a folk song. I was stuck on a boat off the coast of California. It does.
It does.
I'm telling you, 20 years from now, it'll be a big hit. Gordon Lightfoot. Anyway,
Oh, shoot.
that's our Halloween episode for this year. And again, if you're in the neighborhood, that's what I was trying to say was neighborhood. Stop by, check us out, say hi. Otherwise, check us out on all the social medias and on all the podcast players. And
Yeah.
thanks for stopping in. And
But before we go, though, I was going to ask, is Halloween
I'm
one...
sorry, I didn't mean to rush you.
That's our... thanks. It seems, before we even knew each other, it seemed like Halloween was one of your favorite holidays. Is that true or not? I didn't know that was
Yes.
going to be such a hard
Well,
question.
So as a individual person, no.
Oh, okay.
I could care less. As a parent,
Okay.
absolutely. Halloween and Christmas are my favorite. The joy of watching your kids open presents,
Yes.
and we always, would have them take turns. It wasn't just a mad dash of ripping everything open.
Right.
That one of the greatest joys. And yes, dressing your kids up in costumes and taking them out and going around the neighborhood with them, and the joy on their face when people give them candy. And
Right.
yes, I love that aspect of those holidays, the children aspect. As an adult, I don't know that I have a favorite. Any holiday that I guess brings family together, and so then I'm more about Thanksgiving and Christmas and Easter maybe, or 4th of July. That, I don't know. That's a tough question, because the issue with those holidays is everybody wants to make them this big production, and that's just not me.
Right. No.
I don't want to
you're
spend 8 to 12 hours cooking and cleaning.
not. Right.
I just want to hang out and catch up and joke about the old times and
Right.
funny things that happened, and spend time and play cards.
Right. Right. Which I get, but part of it is that, and again, I don't think you were a part of this. Like my family, we did the cooking together. So we reminisce and we talk and we hang out while we're cooking. And so then it
No,
becomes...
the kids didn't get to be involved in that. The aunts and grandma did all of that.
Right. And so then that's part of it, is that you could be a part of it. You can be involved in it. And then you're still doing all of that. It's just an activity to do, just like if you're sitting and playing cards. It's an activity to do together. And then usually there's traditions within the food, especially within my family. There were specific foods that only came out at specific holidays kind of idea. And so then you learned how to make those dishes at those holidays from grandma's kind of thing. So that's part of why I like the food spread kind of thing. It feels more like a holiday to me. It doesn't feel as much of a holiday if there isn't. But growing up, my brother's birthday is on Halloween as well. And then my birthday is a couple days after Christmas. And so my mom always made big deals out of both Halloween and Christmas as part of our birthdays. And so literally, like, I would say all of our decorations for every other holiday would fit in one tub each. But Halloween and Christmas needed like their own rooms for all of the decorations that my mom would gather.
Right.
And I have that same tendency. Like, I'm not big into decorations, but I still really like the Halloween decorations and the Christmas decorations, and I want to decorate for those two holidays. I don't get a chance to really do it where we just don't have the time or the house layout really to do it in that way. But that's, to me, that Halloween and Christmas were kind of the two big holidays, and so that's why I was wondering, because you were the one that really wanted to do the pumpkin carving parties.
Yeah, I mean that aspect of stuff I like. I mean, 4th of July, if we're gonna have people over and we're gonna grill out,
Right.
I'm not that big into going to the fireworks now that the kids have grown up.
Right.
But the spending time with friends and grilling out and hanging out, yes, I'm a very social person. So all of the social aspects, the fact that Halloween is a social holiday, yes. That's the big thing that I like about it. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. And that for me too is because even like I remember, I wasn't very old. I feel like I was 5th or 6th grade when I decided I didn't really want to do trick-or-treating anymore. And I might have even been younger than that. And I would rather stay home. Part of it was I didn't want to go out. It was really cold that year. And I'm like, I don't really want to go and walk around the neighborhood for candy that I don't need. We have the candy that I like already at home. And yes, most of it's going to get handed out, but not all of it. So I'm fine. And I want to see everybody else's costumes. So I remember like that was actually more exciting to me.
I can completely picture this. Lachelle's answering the door, right, in her little costume, and there's a little kid there, and she's like, one for you, one for me. One for you, one for me. One for you. Mom, we're out of candy. I'm just saying, I know my wife.
It wasn't quite that bad.
Right.
I may have eaten a lot of it, though, between trick-or-treaters. And then the whole, like, all of the movies for Halloween and stuff that way, like, you can really stretch out Halloween. Like,
Your idea of a Halloween movie and my idea of a Halloween movie are not the same.
You like scary movies. I like Hocus Pocus. Like,
not the same.
But there's a lot of Halloween movies. Like, there isn't that many 4th of July movies. Do you know what I mean? That are specific. You don't hear people talk about, this is your 4th of July movie watch list, where you hear of this is your Halloween watch list on social media.
Well, no, because then they'd have to be talking about war and violence, and because it was a revolution. And
I
all that
get
stuff.
that. And that, okay, pick a different holiday then. I don't care. Whatever other, St. Patrick's Day. There's not a whole lot of St. Patrick's Day movies. Like, there's a lot of Halloween movies that...
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Boondock Saints. I got all kinds of holiday St. Patrick's Irish movies.
We need to revisit the Too Much Dawn episode. I'm just going to bring that up all the time. That might be our most watched episode because I'm going to talk about it at every other episode from here on out. I get what you're saying, but again, there's more for Halloween.
Yes, there is.
Thank you. You act
Well, there's
like
more for Christmas, but yes, there's a ton for Halloween.
There is a ton for Christmas as well, yes.
All right.
But, yeah, so...
Well, unless this is going to turn into a two-parter, which I don't feel like it needs to.
No, it doesn't. I will let you wrap things up
No,
now.
go have at it.
No.
I tried to wrap it up early. I premature wrapped it, and so...
Oh, that sounds terrible. Don't go there.
Close us out here. Don't leave us hanging.
Oh, no. So we are Morrison Madness. I apologize. We're going to sign off now.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us or having us with you. And yeah, again, follow us on all the social medias, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Make sure you're commenting. Let us know if you have costume ideas, put them in. Even if we can't do them this year, maybe we can do them next year.
Absolutely.
We want to hear what you went as or what you're planning on going as well. So definitely comment on Facebook and stuff. What are you going as for Halloween? Because that'll be fun to hear.
Yes.
So, all right, we'll see you next time.